Facebook lead generation versus rank and rent local lead generation. Guys, on this video, I want to talk about the differences between the two. And right up front, I'm going to let you know that both of these methods work. Both, I know people that are doing both and having a lot of success at them. But at the same time, I would argue that any business that you do long enough and you put enough time, enough energy, enough thought into, you're going to see success. I don't care if it's an MLM. I don't care if it's drop shipping. I don't care what it is. If you put enough time, energy, and effort, you're going to have success. The problem is most people just don't do stuff long enough, do the right actions long enough to see it through. And that's really the reality. But guys, let's talk about these two different models. These are very different models. And I have people all the time asking, well, what do you think about Facebook ads versus organic leads or Google leads, which is what we do in Rank and Rent. So let me start off for those that are possibly new to this channel, new to this model. When we're talking about rank and rent local lead generation, we're talking about leads that come through organic SEO and Google ads. And the reason I say and Google ads is because if you have any kind of brain sales, you're going to hear what we do, our strategy, which is go and get the client up front using Google ads. Use Google ads to keep the client happy, make money the entire time while you're ranking the actual website. And as the organic begins to pick up, then the Google ads will start to slow down. And so it is a combination between the two, between Google ads and organic SEO. Now, if I just completely lost you and you're like, what did you just say? Go watch some of my other videos on what is digital real estate, what is rank and rent or local lead generation. All of these are the different terms for the same exact business model. But that is the strategy that we follow. Now, the question is, how does Facebook ads compare? And couldn't we just run Facebook ads instead of Google ads? And so I want to talk about that a little bit. Guys, the reason why I prefer and always will prefer Google ads is because of one thing, and that is buyer's intent, okay? And you just have to use your head. You have to think about it, and you got to think about your own situation, right? If you have a tree in your house that cracks and is falling on your house, or you have a plumbing problem and you have a toilet leaking, or heaven forbid you have some other flooding issue and you could see it coming out of a pipe, are you going to pick up your phone and go to Facebook and start scrolling and just, man, I really hope that voice feature is going to work and I'm going to start seeing ads for these companies? Of course not, okay? And you're also not going to go, and now there might be somebody that would do this, but most people wouldn't. You're also not going to go to Facebook search and go to the search bar and type in plumber St. George, although technically that would work. It's just not how people do it, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to go over to this little thing called Google, and you're going to type in plumber near me. You're going to type in tree company near me. And you are going to go and immediately call somebody and say, I need you out of my house right now. This just happened to me the other day. My little sister is living with us. She's going to hair school. She calls me and goes, I don't know if this is normal, and I promise I didn't break anything, but it's 91 degrees upstairs. And I wasn't at the house. And I said, okay, I'm guessing that something went out with the AC. I didn't go to Facebook and start flipping through. I went to Google and I typed in, I can't even remember what it was. I just think I typed in HVAC company, called a couple up, boom, problem solved, okay? So can you use Facebook to get leads? Yes, absolutely you can, and it works. But you have to realize that if you can take 100 Facebook leads and 100 Google leads, these 100 Google leads are going to be worth so much more money to you because it's worth so much more to the customer or the business owner because of the buyer intent that comes with that search, okay? One is a search. You're actually searching as a customer. On the other hand, one is a discovery. One is, oh, that's interesting. I guess we did need our pipes looked at. You don't go to Facebook when you have an issue or when you're there to solve a problem or when you're there to get an estimate. Although if you do see that option, you may fill out a form. The buyer intent is completely separate. So there are two different types of agencies there. There's a lot of types of agencies, but when we're talking about local lead generation, the way that I think it should be done, I truly believe it should be done, is through organic SEO coupled with Google ads. Okay. There's people, and that's not the only reason. The buyer's intent is only part of it. The other reason is because when you're running Facebook ads, if you're running a Facebook ad agency, you are setting up funnel, or you're setting up a Facebook ad that goes to a funnel or a landing page, whatever, right? but you do not own an asset. You do not own or control anything, because the second that Bob decides that he doesn't want your service because of whatever reason, even if you're giving him results, you are no longer valuable to him. He is going to call you and cancel, and you have a Facebook ad campaign and a landing page, or maybe you don't, maybe you're running it to his website. You have nothing to show, like, besides the money you got paid, you have nothing that says, hey, I just spent the last 6 months of my life working on Bob's stuff. Okay. So at its core, Facebook ads, although oftentimes can be cheaper, although oftentimes you can get more quantity in a specific area, they are not nearly as valuable. They do not convert nearly as well. And I know this from speaking to hundreds of business owners who have straight up told me, yeah, we've tried that, we've done this, whatever, and it just doesn't seem to work. And this is because they've done stuff on their own Facebook pages, or they're paying a company. So can you use Facebook ads to run local lead generation? Yes. But the buyer intent is not there. You are putting ads in front of their eyes, and it's just the way that the humans work, and it's the way that the system is set up. But when you have an issue that you need solved immediately, and you're willing to spend money to solve that problem or to scratch that itch, you are going to Google, not to Facebook. So my friends, what I would highly, highly, highly recommend, although I would encourage you to test everything, if you see the value in having assets, then I would most certainly stick with organic SEO leads coupled with Google ads. Period. Hands down, there is zero questions. There's zero argument there on my end.